following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And a good afternoon to you on this hot and sticky day, at least here in northern New England. Happy lunch. Hope you got some ice cream or something cool to drink today. I've got iced tea. So we go back to July 24th, 1978 for today's game, a Monday night affair between the Hatfields and McCoys of the American League, the New York Yankees, and the Kansas City Royals. Both teams are in first place in their respective division. The Yankees have a 2-game lead over Milwaukee and Baltimore. The Royals have a 1.5-game lead over the Texas Rangers. And of course, the rest of that division, except for Seattle and Oakland, are bearing down. It's going to be anybody's race. But this is one of those premier matchups that you just can't really ignore. And so we're not going to do it. Dennis Leonard going on the hill today for Kansas City. He is looking for his 14th win of the year. The Royals swept the Red Sox over the weekend. Yes, I know, it does happen. And they're now 52-42. This is game number 95 for them. For the Yankees, they're doing better than they did in real life. They're 56-38. This is also game number 95 for them. And if we were to do this as like a real replay, this was Billy Martin's last game. He'd be fired. Well, he'd resign. In air quotes. I can't do the air quotes, but you know what they are. So this was Billy Martin's last game, and you kind of wonder at what point they had run tired of it. You got Gary Thomas in and left, Thurman Munson in right, and Mike Heath behind the plate. There's no Reggie Jackson in the lineup. And, of course, they'd bring in Bob Lemon. They'd make up all that ground in the Red Sox, and we know what happened from there. This time around, the Yankees, as I said, they have a 2-game lead. They're sitting very pretty, and if they do catch fire again in the second half, they could actually run away with that division because the Red Sox certainly aren't going to catch them. Anyway, so that's what we got for you. It's the Yankees and the Royals on a rainy, warm night in Kansas City. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Tonight from Royal Stadium in Independence, Missouri. Here you go. Swallow that spit, Ronnie. It's the Kansas City Royals, leaders of the American League West, versus the New York Yankees, leaders of the American League East. And as always, our baseball action is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the internet for your sports simulations and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so Mr. Leonard is taking his warm-up tosses. His 13-4 record is a good one, but the ERA is not. It's 3.80, which is a good half run above his real-life number. This is star 24 for Dennis. It is, but in his 4th start against the Yankees. This should be a good one, Lorenzo. You're right. In his previous 3, he's gone 24 2/3 innings, 22 hits, 11 runs, 10 earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 18. He is a fly ball pitcher in Kansas City and a fastball pitcher at 90. And as far as his last start, he got racked by the Rangers on the 20th. 5 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. He beat the Yankees. How you doing, Mr. Forsberg? On the 15th, right after the All-Star break, or before it, at Yankee Stadium. So 187 innings for Leonard, 180 hits, 22 home runs, 85 runs in total, 79 earned. He walked 53 and has struck out 117. And this is the last Billy Martin lineup of the year. Mickey Rivers will lead it off in center field. Willie Randolph is batting second and plays second. Thurman Munson, they're trying to save his knees in right. He'll hit third. How you doing, Tribe fan? Chris Chambliss at first will clean up. Craig Nettles is at third. He'll bat fifth. Gary Thomason, for some ungodly reason, is in left field. He'll hit sixth. Roy White, the DH. Wow. Yep, you can understand why Billy fell out of favor. Mike Heath behind the plate will bat 8th, and Fred Stanley is at short. He'll bat 9th. Dick Tidrow on the mound. He should go about 110 pitches. Wow, a pretty packed house here. Tribe fan and Andrew from Louisville and DJ John. And a good morning to the left from the East Coast to you on the West Coast. Defensively for Kansas City, Tom Paquette, a 7 and an 8 in left. Amos Otis, a 5 and a 6 in center. Clint Hurdle, a 4 and a 7 in right. Around the infield, George Brett, an 8. Freddie Patek, a 6. Frank White, a 10. Pete Lecoq is a 6. And Darrell Porter behind the plate, a 6 and a 6. Leonard, an 8 on the mound with a .983 fielding percentage. So, yep, it's a big one. The Yankees and the Royals. Rivers at 304. 4 homers and 27 RBI. It is raining slightly and 86 degrees here in Independence as we get started. That wind, if you want to call it that, blowing out to right center at 1 mile an hour. Pitch to Rivers is a line drive base hit into center field, and so Mickey starts the game with a single. And the Yankees are glad to see Willie Randolph back in the lineup at 272, 2 homers and 19 RBI. Throw to first, Rivers back. So Leonard fires, and Randolph with a drag bunt that's absolutely perfect. Brett will pick it up. He'll pretend to throw it down to first. George got a late start, and that's a single. So a bunt single from Randolph, and Rivers on second. The Yankees are cooking to start the ballgame. Brings up Thurman Munson, 262. 2 homers and 44 RBI. Pitch to Munson is a ground ball right back to Leonard. White for 1 at second. Over to Lecoq. Circle gets the square. That's a double play. So it goes 1-4-3 on the card. He just slammed that on the turf right in the waiting glove of Dennis Leonard. And that was a pretty easy double play. So Rivers on third. And here's Chambliss at 267. Chris is 7 homers and 53 RBI. So the Yankees thought they were going to get a hot start. But that's why they call it the double play, the pitcher's best friend. Pitch to Chambliss. Gets away from Porter, and Rivers will score. On the wild pitch, it was outside in the dirt, and it's 1-0 New York. So the baseball gods giveth to Kansas City, and then just as quickly they taketh away. Pitch to Chambliss is into right. Hurdle should make the catch, and he does, and that will retire the side. A run on 2 hits and no errors. The Yankees don't strand anybody. Half an inning in the books. It's the Phil Rizzuto's 1, the Kansas City Royals nothing. So Dick Tidrow making his 15th start of the year. Dirt is his nickname, and he'll make 10 more after this. He is 7-4 with a 3.70 ERA. He's made 1 start against the Royals, and it was a good one. 7 innings, 5 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 5. His last time out was against the White Sox on the 13th. 6 1/3 innings, 9 hits. 4 runs all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. So in 104 innings, he's allowed 100 hits. 8 home runs, 48 in total, 43 earned. He's walked 31 and struck out 53. Net fastball tops out at 85. He's a fly ball pitcher. Yep. Royal Stadium was the rare one, Jamie, in that era that looked good as an AstroTurf field. And the waterfall is classic. Lineup for the Royals. George Brett leads off at third base. Hal McRae is your DH. He'll bat second. Pete Lecoq at first. He'll hit third. Amos Otis cleans up in center. Darrell Porter behind the plate will bat fifth. Clint Hurdle in right will hit sixth. Tom Paquette in left goes seventh. Freddie Patek at short will bat eighth. Frank White at second will go ninth. And Leonard through 7 pitches in the first. Yep, Bo hitting that way up on the hill in left center. Bo is just a freak. So here are the Yankees defensively. Gary Thomason is a 4 in left. His name's too long to show me the arm. Mickey Rivers is an 8 and a 5 in center. And Thurman Munson a 4 and a 3 in right. Craig Nettles a 10 at third. Fred Stanley a 5 at short. Willie Randolph a 7 at second. Chris Chambliss a 10 at first. Mike Heath a 5 and a 5 behind the plate. And Tidrow is average. He's a 5. And he should not commit an error. Brett at 264, 8 home runs and 49 RBI. Pitch to George, not going to bunt. Slaps one down to Chambliss, and it's 1 away. So 1 out for McRae at 253, 6 homers and 51 RBI. So the Royals, as I said, feasted on the Red Sox all weekend. Pitch to Hal is a line drive center field. Stanley leapt but couldn't get there. And so McRae is on with a single, first hit for the Royals. And here's Pete Lecoq at 310, 2 homers and 11 RBI. Throw to first, McRae back. McRae would be the one I would not consider stealing. Oh, you're getting buffering issues? Says it's all fine here. Pitch. Got him! Lecoq swung on and missed an 0-2 fastball for 2 out. Here's Otis at 278. 11 homers and 34 RBI. Tidrow deals, and that's ball 4. Gotta wrap some aluminum foil around your cell phone, dude. Here's Porter, 311. 11 homers and 62 RBI. Tribe fan went to Kauffman when they actually had AstroTurf, had family and friends that lived in Olathe or Olathe or Olathe. And we were visiting and got to see the Indians. Cool. Pitch to Porter. Line drive right to Tidrow, and that will retire the side. Looky what I found. Well, he found the third out. No runs, a hit, no errors. The Royals strand 2, and that'll do. 1-0 Yankees. Olathe. Olathe, 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 Olathe. Al Red Sox fan gets a commercial for HBO Now. That service starts today, by the way. Nettles, Thomason, and White to face Leonard here in the second. Craig at 334. 17 homers and 61 RBI. Pitch to Nettles is into right center field and gone. No doubt about that. All Otis could do is turn and watch it go. And it's 2-0 New York. And for Nettles, that's his 18th home run of the year. And so if Nettles plays that good defense in the playoffs to match with the offense, the Yankees are going to be in 7 heaven. Thomason at 250. Gary is 3 homers and 11 RBI. And for Leonard, that's his 23rd home run allowed. In the left center, Otis, 1 out. It's a hot, sticky day here in northern New England. Alexa, what's the temperature in Burlington, Vermont?
Right now, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 70 degrees.
Well, I always love those nights when the low is 70. It's supposed to get to 93 here today. Enjoy your ice cream. White at 257, 4 homers and 22 RBI. Al from the work bunker at home. White pops it up. Porter, and that goes foul. And so the count is 2-2 with 1 out. Honda and HBO ads is what he's getting. Yeah, they launched their new streaming service today. HBO, not Honda. Pitch to Roy is into right. Lecoq goes over, and that's out of play. And so somebody from Kansas City, Kansas, makes the catch. 2-2 the count. Ball 4, he lost him. So Leonard struggling a bit here. One out for Mike Heath. Hitting 182, no homers, and 4 RBI. White on first. Throw to first, Roy is back. Pitch to Heath, there goes Roy. The throw down to Frank White, they got him. So they bait and switched him, and so White got a jump. But Porter with a good throw, the count is a ball and 2 strikes, and more importantly for the Royals, there's 2 out. Yep, we jumped from winter to summer. How you doing, Clinton? The HBO Max didn't launch on a Roku or Fire Stick. Oh, I'm sure people aren't very happy. Pitch to Heath. Struck him out. 1-2, swung on and missed, and that will retire the side. No, 1 run, 1 hit. The solo shot by Nettles. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Yankees. So Hurdle, Patek, or Paquette, and Patek. Clint at 267, 5 homers and 34 RBI. Battle of first place teams in the American League. Feisty as hell. Why change? Oh, your heart may wish you were calmer. Into center. Rivers. 1 out. Got fit for a new wheelchair today. Mr. Paquette, by the way, at 207, 2 homers and 16 RBI. God willing, and the creek don't rise, we should have it by the fall. Be electric red. This time around, the current one is electric blue, I think. Pitch to Paquette, struck him out. Tendril got him to swing and miss at a 2-2 fastball, and that's the second one for Dick. 2 out for Patek. 233, 2 homers, and 30 RBI. Base hit left field. So Freddie's on with a 2-out single. Second hit for the Royals. Brings up White. How many horsepower? Probably 1. Frank White, 311, 6 homers, and 47 RBI. If we let it go all the... Oh, are you kidding me? Just a minute. I have a feeling my TV is about to die. Just because it's doing more of this turning on and off thing, it's now turned itself off. And now turned itself back on. I got it. Come on. It's doing another firmware update. So we'll hold on a sec. So you get to see yourself there for a second while this does anything. You get the internal, yep. Ah, that's right, the nurse's channel. So we'll wait a second for that and see if it pops up. So a technical difficulty here. Don't change again. Fonts changed, okay. Would you stop moving back and forth? All right, we'll be back. All right, hopefully we're all... Come on, back to square one. Before my television rudely interrupted me. So Patek on first, White at the plate, 2 out, bottom of the second, 2-0 Yankees. I know I gave you his numbers. Here's a fly ball to right center. Rivers is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. New York 2, Kansas City nothing. You know, that's a cheap TV. It's one of those Insignia ones. Pay like $160 for a 32-inch screen. And when I was working for the Nats, or working for Fansided, I blew one of those pretty fast. It may be from the heat, although I've got an air conditioner running in here. So we'll see how long it goes. It just wouldn't turn on after a while. So if I'm down for a day, it's because someone had to go to Best Buy to buy me a new TV. These things aren't made to last. Fred Stanley's at the plate. Fred at 238, 2 homers and 12 RBI. Pitch to Stanley, struck him out. So Leonard got him on an 0-2 swinging at 91. So 1 out, 9 batters deep for Leonard. 32 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, 3 hits, a home run. That was to Nettles. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. Both the runs are earned. Rivers singled and scored in the first. This time around, he slaps it to White behind the bag at second, over to first for the out. 2 out for Randolph, who had a bunt single his first time up. Leonard, 85 degrees. It's just a steady light rain, and there's no wind. Gentle, kind of like Johnson's baby shampoo. Pitch to Randolph is in the left field. Paquette is there, and he bobbles it. Randolph's going for second. He's in there. So Paquette looked like he caught a raindrop in his eye and had to close it real quick, and he kind of dropped it. So Randolph on second for Munson, 2 out. Thurm grounded into a double play his first time up. And this time around, Leonard got him. He swung on and missed a 1-2 fastball at 93. No runs, no hits, and the 1 error does not hurt. We go to the bottom of the third. The Yankees 2, the Royals nothing. So top of the order up for Kansas City. Tidrow threw 9 batters, 35 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Brett is 0 for 1. He's sitting on a 6-game hitting streak. And it goes to 7. He puts that one down the corner and left. He's going to round second. He will not run on Thomason, who's a 6-arm. And so Brett has a stand-up double. And the 3rd hit for the Royals. That brings up Hal McRae, who singled his first time up. And Whitey Herzog's going to hit and run here. There goes Brett. Ground ball to short. Stanley over to Chambliss. And McRae has retired Brett on 3rd. So 1 out. A runner on 3rd for Mr. Lecoq. Pete struck out his first time up. Pitch from Tidrow. Ground ball, base hit right side. Brett will score. 2-1. And Lecoq's going for 2. The throw went back in, and Lecoq overextended. And so he got caught in a pickle between Chambliss and Randolph. So it's a single, and then on the tag, it goes 3-4-3. So you can overrun first if you're going to second, and that's what Lecoq did. He was going to try and test out Munson's arm, and he forgot that Chris Chambliss is just a tremendous fielder. So the run scores. It's a single, and the runner's thrown out, and it's 2-1. 2 out. Yankees here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Otis walked his first time up. Pitch from Tidrow. And there's a ground ball right side. Base hit. Munson picks it up. And a 2-out single for Darrell Porter, who's 0 for 1. Throw to first, Otis back. And Amos is going to steal. A throw down to Stanley. Not in time. So Tidrow must have a terrible arm. For Otis, that's his 10th of the year. And now he's going to try 3rd, because he's got a 76% chance of taking it. So a 1-0 count to Porter. Here goes Amos to throw down to Nettles in time. That time they threw him out. So a run on 3 hits and no errors. Kansas City runs out of 2 base runners on the pads, but they get one of those 2 runs they need back. After 3, 2-1 Yankees. Taking a drink. Here's Chambliss, Nettles, and Thomason here in the 4th. Chris is 0 for 1. Into right center, Otis, 1 out. Lorenzo got his 2018 Dodgers playing the 27 Yanks, losing 2-0 in the 3rd, but I messed up and the Yanks are using a DH. That's interesting. Nettles homered his first time up to right center field. Here's the pitch, and Craig hits this one into right field. Hurdle goes back, but this will stay in the yard. 2 out. For Thomason, who's 0 for 1. Pitch to Gary is a fly ball left field, Paquette in the corner, and that's foul. And somebody from Olathe, Kansas made the catch. It's a haul and a half. 1-2 the count. Ground ball to Lecoq, right by the bag. He'll just step on it, and down go the Yankees. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-1 New York. So 3 lefties in a row to face Tidrow in this half of the 4th. Porter, who was at the plate when Otis was thrown out trying to steal 3rd. Hurdle and Paquette. Darrell is 0 for 1. And he draws a walk. So that's the second one allowed by Tidrow. Brings up Hurdle, who's 0 for 1. Heath and Tidrow try to get on the same page. And Hurdle slaps that one into right center field. That's going to drop. Porter's not going to run. And it's 1st and 2nd. Nobody out for Paquette. Tom has struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Line drive to Randolph, and everybody holds right there. So 1 out for Freddie Patek. Singled his first time up. This time he lines one to Randolph. Second verse, same as the first, 2 out. Frank is 0 for 1. Tidrow's trying to get out of the jam. Line drive to Stanley. He leaps and makes a good catch. And so the Royals have stranded 2. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. After 4, it's the Yankees 2, the Royals 1. So Roy White, Mike Heath, and Fred Stanley to face Dennis Leonard here in the 5th. White walked his first time up. If you're wondering about ballpark effects here at Kansas City, don't. It is completely and utterly neutral. It is the Switzerland of ballparks. And there's something you would never hear in a Fortnite stream, a discussion of Switzerland's politics. White into right center. Otis goes back to the track, and there's 1 out. Brings up Mike Heath. He struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to the Yankee catcher. Got him again. He swung on and missed an off-speed pitch on a 1-2 count. And that's 4 for Leonard. And that'll bring up Fred Stanley. 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Yankees. They've left 1 runner on. The Royals, 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error. And they've left 5 on. Leonard got him. A 2-2 swung on and missed to strike him out. And halfway home, the Yankees go quietly in the 5th. But they still lead 2-1. Oh, you get this. Nice. Excuse me. I think it's the first time in a while they've actually gotten my iced tea order right. I can actually taste the sweetener in it. Anywho, the Yankees got a run in the first on a wild pitch. That scored Mickey Rivers. Craig Nettles boomed one into right center in the second. Then Pete Lecoq's RBI single in the third made it 2-1. That's how we got here. Pitching, Tidrow threw 4 innings. 6 hits, a run. It was earned. It is earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. Leonard threw 3 hits. 2 runs, both earned. A homer to Nettles. He's walked 1 and struck out 5. Frisch's Big Boy. That's got to be a regional place for you, Tribe fan. And a Navy ad. Chambliss and Nettles play for a bunt. George is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Tidrow, 71 pitches through 18 batters. And we just read you the rest. Pitch to Brett is a ground ball to Randolph. Willie throws it over for the out. 1 away for Hal McRae, who's 1 for 2. Lecoq on deck. He is a lone RBI for Kansas City. Into left. Nettles racing over, and he'll make the catch. He had to reach in the stands to get it. And there's 2 out. About 20 minutes if it's still open. Okay, for Tribe fan. And DJ John got 1 for Honda at your Northern California Honda dealer. They know everything about us, DJ. Lecoq 1 for 2. And there's a ground ball base hit. So a 2-out single brings up Amos Otis, who has reached both times he singled and walked. Royals have had their chances. They just can't put it all together. Ball 4. So Otis draws the 2-out walk. And that'll bring up Darrell Porter again. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. In fact, Tidrow's ball 4 there was so high out of the zone, Heath had to stand up to catch it. So the pitch to Porter is into right center field. Back goes Rivers, and Munson, that's off the wall. Lecoq will score. Otis scores. Porter's got a 2-run double, and the Royals lead it 3-2. So Tidrow hung that pitch enough, and it was just off the fence there. Hit the top of the padding, and there's enough speed it scored 2. And so Frankie has handed me a note here. Or is it Tommy? It's Lola, really. Lorenzo came in 3rd in the Russian Premier League, and the preseason forecast for the upcoming 5th season is for us to be 10th at best and possibly be relegation candidates. What do I have to do to get some RESPECT? Find out what that means to him in a few days. And we've got a good one here in Kansas City. Here's Hurdle, who's 1 for 2. So big double for Porter. Puts the Royals on top 3-2. Pitch. Ground ball, base hit left side. Porter rounds 3rd and scores, and it's 4-2 Kansas City. Rumors are flying around that Billy Martin is done with the next loss. Something about him in a urinal. Not sure what that's about. So here's Paquette. Time is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. I know what you meant. Pitch to Paquette. There's a fly ball right center field. Rivers is there, and that will retire the side. But the Royals get 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Darrell Porter's double drove them 2 after 5, 4-2 Kansas City. So Leonard through 18 batters has thrown 65 pitches, 5 innings. 3 hits, a home run to Nettles. Both runs for New York are earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 5. Rivers is 1 for 2. He singled and scored. Yes, I can be a grammar Nazi when I want to be. Brett and Lecoq playing for the bunt. Strike three. Leonard got him. A 1-2. Off speed at 84, and Rivers swung on and missed. That's 6 for Leonard. He is not really a strikeout pitcher, but on May 3rd, he had a season high of 9 against these Yankees. He has struggled in the month of July, but the Royals are in first place. Oh, I never showed you the standings, did I? Bad, Ronnie. And so here it is, Milwaukee 2 behind the Yankees, and the Orioles are 3 back. And you see on the screen what you need to know about the Boston Red Sox. They have been surpassed by the Cleveland Indians. Kansas City by a 1.5 over the Rangers, 3 over California, 4 over Minnesota, and 5 over the White Sox. Texas and Milwaukee would be my guess today. I'm looking at that run differential. In the East, Pittsburgh has cut the Philly lead in the National League to 2.5. They have played some good ball, especially since Mario Mendoza beat somebody. Baseball Demos is my newest follower. He is 109 on Twitch. And by the way, I hadn't looked on YouTube in a while. I have 663 subs there, so thank you very much. Yeah, you shed those alligator tears for my Boston Red Sox. Anyone thinks I'm pulling the chains on these replays. My teams never do well. The Dodgers, however, are doing just fine. Despite losing 8-10, they still have a 6.5 game lead over Cincinnati. They play the Cubs. They start a 3-game series at Wrigley. So here's Randolph. He's 1 for 2. He is singled. Struck him out. Leonard got him. That's 4 straight for Dennis. He got a 1-2 fastball in there at 86. Yep, the rest of that division isn't great, and that's why. They survived. They did take 2 out of 3 from St. Louis over the weekend, which helped. Thurman Munson is 0 for 2. He is grounded into a double play and struck out. 2 outs, top the 6th. Munson up the middle. Otis is right there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Royals 4, the Yankees 2. Yeah, I mean, you got to be 60 and 38, Lorenzo. Do you need a cushion for your butt hurt? Let me Patek White and Brett here in the bottom of the 6th. Freddie 1 for 2 with a single. And the Giants are that good. You're right. That Big Blue is great. Not 1978. But they're good. They got their props. No wind. It's still a light drizzle here. Neil Sedaka would sing about this laughter in the rain. 82 degrees. Pitch to Freddie. Struck him out. Tidrow got him on a 2-2 on the outside corner. Here's White. He's 0 for 2. The old Cheech and Chong song, Born in East L.A. Pitch to White is a ground ball, base hit, left side. White going for 2. The throw to Randolph. Not in time, and that'll do it. Martin's coming out to get Tidrow. And that'll bring in Kenny Clay. And that's not what the Yankees needed. You went to Belmont High. I take it that's in eastern Los Angeles? So Clay is 4-0 with a 3.95 ERA. Making his 23rd appearance. All 3 of his appearances against Kansas City before this one came out of the bullpen. 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 4. No record in the ERA at 2.08. He last pitched against the White Sox on the 21st. 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. At a no decision, he walked 2 and struck out 3. In 68 1/3 innings, he's allowed 84 hits. 6 home runs, 30 runs in total, 30 earned. He has walked 23 and struck out 36. Oh, small town high school, and that was Cheech Marin's Whalers. Okay, Okay, I get it now. Small town in Central California. I had a box of pet raisins as a kid. So here's Brett, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. 106% predicted in Central Cali. Now, is that a dry heat? Or are you like us up here and just sucking down the ice cream and the water? Of course, you should have 106 anyway. Pitch to Brett is a little number down to Randolph. Over to Chambliss for the out. White goes to third, and there's 2 out for McRae, who's 1 for 3. No, human enough. Yeah, that would be it. And Jamie's wife grew up in Viziala? Pitch to McRae is a ground ball base hit right side past a diving Chambliss. Munson will pick it up. McRae's going for 3 to throw to Nettles. Not in time. So a triple. And a run scores. It's 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Lorenzo has many relatives in Tulare. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. Here's Lecoq. Pete is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, struck out once. Drove in his 12th run and scored his 22nd. And this time he draws ball 4. And so George Steinbrenner, who made the trip out, chews on a pen in the box next to me. Here's Otis. Amos has walked twice, stolen the base, scored a run and singled, 1 for 1. There's a liner in the left center field. McRae's going to score. Lecoq goes to third. And Otis is on with a single, and it's 6-2. Oh, she also has family all over California, but mostly around the Fresno area. So Porter had that big 2-run double in the 5th. 1 for 2 with a walk. Here's a ground ball to Randolph, and that played him. So it's 7-2. Mr. John is east of Sacramento. Otis and Porter on, 2 out, 3 in for the Royals here in the 6th. Hurdle 2 for 3 with an RBI. Hurdle hits a ground ball to Stanley by the bag at second, steps on the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Yep, 3 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. The Royals, well, I won't say they've blown it open, just ask Mario Mendoza. But it is 7-2 Kansas City. Sacramento, yes, you know how I know about that. It'll be Chambliss, Nettles, and Thomason here in the 7th. Chambliss is 0 for 2, and Leonard's got 50 pitches to get through the last 3. He seems to be cruising towards win number 14. Pitch to Chambliss. Ground ball to White over to Lecoq for the out, 1 away. Otis is Andrews' man. Nettles, it seems like a long time ago, hit that home run in the right center. That was in the 2nd. That made it 2-0 New York. Is Sacramento when a tomato looks like Mary? No. Jamie should be old enough to know the answer to this. It's a radio-related question. Pitch to Nettles is in the left field. Paquette goes back and makes the catch, 2 out. Thomason is 0 for 2. It has to do with slide whistles, I'll give you that. Pitch to Gary. Struck him out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Stretch time, 7-2 Royals. No runs, no hits, no errors, and it's 7-2 in the stretch. I don't know if I can do it in the game. what can we say about? Oh yeah, we can. Well, the Yankees lead the season series 5-4. The Royals have won 4 of 6 here in Kansas City, and the Yankees have taken all 3 in New York. And so they'll play only 4 more this year, so after this. So there you go. I did not know that. I know it from listening to air checks of Dr. Don Rose on KFRC, San Francisco. And he would refer to it as Sacra Tomato. And so, no, I did not know that that's where it came from. I just thought he was being smart. Les Nessman, the Hog Newscaster of the Year for 3 straight years on the banks of the Ohio on WKRP in Cincinnati. Paquette, by the way, is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Patek and White to follow. No, stop making fights. So, no, I actually learned something from Lorenzo. That was great. Pitch to Paquette is a line drive, shallow right field. Everyone's going to converge on it, and it's going to drop for a hit. Rivers, Munson, Randolph, and Chambliss. That sounds like a law firm. All went out into right field to congregate, and all they got was a lousy melted s'more. Not surprised. Lorenzo's looking for a fight. Oh, yeah, Al keeps me at arm's length. You know, Lorenzo reminds me of John Cleese from that Monty Python skit. And you pay for the argument? 5 minutes? No, it's not. It's a simple contradiction. I came for an argument. No, now we're having a simple conversation. It's a great skit. Patek is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. More vitriol. Yes, you know, I live to be vitriolic. Paquette on first. Nobody out, bottom of the 7th. Ground ball to Stanley, might be 2. Randolph for 1. Over to Chambliss, and I think Patek's going to beat it out. And Freddie does. So it's 6-4 on the fielder's choice. 1 out for White. Frank 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Professional pot stirrer. Yes. So Lorenzo in a huff goes back to his game. Who would you DH with for the 27 Yankees? Throw to first, Patek back. And I can't imagine you'd throw Kershaw, would you? They put in Durst, okay, as a DH. That name I'm not familiar with. Pitch to White is strike 3. Clay got him on an 0-2 fastball at 85. Who would the Dodgers do? Yeah, Kershaw started. Okay. And he'll bring up George Brett, 1 for 4. He has doubled and scored. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. 2 runs, 3 hits, and error for the Yankees. They've only left 1 runner on. Hoyt for the Yankees. Kansas City, 7 runs, 13 hits, and an error, and they've left 8 on. Pitch to Brett is into right center field. Back goes Rivers. That's off the wall. Patek will be into around third and score. Brett is in the second standing, and it's 8-2 Kansas City. And Billy Martin's packing his bags. No truth that Bob Lemon is in the box next to me. Brings up McRae, who's 1 for 2. Hal has singled and tripled and drove in his 52nd. True story about Waite Hoyt in a minute. Pitch to McRae. Ground ball, right side, base hit. Brett will round third and score, and the Royals have made mincemeat out of the Yankees. So Bob Kmeyer comes in to pitch. We'll tell you about Bob after I take a drink. This game's coming to you from Independence, Missouri. Bob is only available for 2 more days. So go to your local Sears today and get your picture taken with Yankee pitcher Bob Kmeyer. No, let me take a drink. Kmeyer making his 6th appearance. 1-0 with a 5.87 ERA. 7 2/3 innings. 6 hits. He threw 2 1/3 innings on the 15th at Yankee Stadium against these Royals, allowed 2 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. So overall, 7 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs all earned, 1 homer. He's walked 5 and struck out 4, and the fastball tops out at 87. So Lecoq is 2 for 3. Pete, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, a walk, a strikeout, and an RBI. 9-2, 2-out Royals. Bottom of the 7th. And Kemmeyer got Lecoq to strike out. So 88-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and missed. And that will retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. After 7, 9-2, Kansas City. So White, Heath, and Stanley to face Leonard here in the 8th. So back to Waite Hoyt. White, by the way, 0 for 1 with a walk. By the early 60s, Waite was the play-by-play voice of the Cincinnati Reds. Him and Joe Nuxhall. Hoyt was such a homer for the Reds. Pitch to White, ball 4. That Major League Baseball refused to use him on the NBC World Series telecast, either on television or radio. I know he didn't do it for television. Mel Allen and Joe Garagiola did the series on TV. Mike Heath is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. I'd be surprised now if they had it. I think both sides are being genuine pains in the asses. And you hate to see in a time of in a global pandemic, millionaires argue with billionaires. Hoyt's third wife was friends with Res luminaries. Okay? Yeah, that makes sense. And I want to say that when he retired, that it was Al Michaels who took over. That worked with Joe Nuxhall. Pitch to Heath is strike 3. Leonard got him on a 2-2 check swing at 92. So Heath has taken the collar. He's struck out all 3 times today. And that's 9 for Leonard. And a season high. Ties it with what he did in May against the Yankees. Here's Stanley. He struck out twice. So Leonard looking for last in the... Well, I think they kind of have to agree to something. But you got to get him into camp soon. Today's the 27th of May. Pitch to Stanley, and that's 10. Leonard has struck out a season high 10, a 2-2 at the belt. And he has held the Yankees to 3 hits in 7 2/3 innings. Yeah, I think in the last minute they'll have to. So through 27 batters, Leonard has only thrown 107 pitches. Over 7 2/3, 3 hits. The homer to Nettles. He's walked 2 and struck out 10. And Mickey Rivers is 1 for 3. He has singled, scored, and struck out. Pitch to Mickey is popped up. Porter takes off the mask, and that will retire the side. Yankees, no runs, no hit. They strand another runner. That's only 2. After 7 1/2, it's the Royals 9, the Bombers 2. And so it's 80 degrees. It's a light, gentle rain. Amos Otis is 2 for 2. He has singled twice, stolen a base, walked twice, scored, and drove in a run. Kemmeyer stays in. It'll be Randolph, Bunsen, and Chambliss in the 9th for the Yankees. Otis into left field. Thomason goes back in the corner. Goodbye. All he could do is turn and watch it go, and the Royals have a 10 spot on the Yankees. And they've done it in 4 innings. They've put 9 up since the 5th. Since the 4th, rather. Wasn't a blessed thing Thomason could do. That just kind of coasted down the line. Here's Porter. Darrell 1 for 3. He had a 2-run double in the 5th. That put the Royals ahead. He has scored and walked. And this time he puts one into left center field. That's a base hit. And Porter will hold with a single. So the Royals have 17 hits off of Yankee pitching. Brings up Clint Hurdle, who's 2 for 4. He's singled twice and driven in a run. Hurdle popped up left side. And somebody from Kansas City, Missouri made that catch. They're partying now. The count 2-2. Pitch to Hurdle. Base hit left center field. Probably extra bases. Porter rounds third. Hurdle's going for 3 to throw to Nettles, not in time. And it's 11-2 Kansas City. This was a good game about 20 minutes ago. Brings up Tom Paquette, 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out. The entire Royal lineup has a base hit. That's pretty good. Kemeyer's pitch, and here's a ground ball, base hit right side. Hurdle will score. And here comes Sparky Lyle. Kemeyer gives Martin the stink eye as Billy comes out to get him. Sparky 10-2, making his 37th appearance. He does have a save. This is his 4th appearance against the Royals. 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 1, and he has a record of 1-0. He last pitched last night against the White Sox. Went 2/3 of an inning, and that's it. 61 1/3 innings total, 68 hits, 6 homers, 25 runs, 24 earned. He's walked 17 and struck out 19. He got the win against the White Sox at Comiskey. And the fastball tops out at 83. He's a ground ball pitcher. Yep, no, I agree with Lorenzo. They better get something done, because if they lose the whole year just for a petty reason, that's just stupid. So Paquette on first. Patek at the plate. Freddie 1 for 4. He struck out, singled, and scored. Lyle's pitch, and there's a ground ball, base hit left side. Paquette will hold at second, and that's 20 hits for the Royals. Oh yeah, max stupidity, completely agree. Frank White is 1 for 4. He has doubled, struck out, and scored. Sparky's pitch, popped up, infield fly rule called. Randolph through the raindrops, and that is the first out. There's only 1 out. Now bring up George Brett. It's 2 for 5. He's doubled twice. He scored twice and drove in his 50th run. Lyle delivers, and there's a ground ball to Randolph. Stanley for 1, no throw to Chambliss, and there's 2 out. For McRae, who is 3 for 5, 2 singles and a triple. Sparky, ground ball up the middle. Randolph takes it to the bag himself, and that finally retires the side. But for the Yankees, this is a backbreaker. 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors. We go to the 9th. Kansas City 12. The Yankees 2. Randolph, Munson, and Chambliss. Yeah, there was a second digit there. The electronic ones. So Randolph is 1 for 3. Dragged bunt early on and struck out. Leonard has struck out 10. That's a season high. In the right center, Otis, 1 out. To the scoreboard after the ball game's over. Trying to think who the MVP should be. I suppose it should be Leonard. He's tossing a 3-hitter. Here's Munson. He's 0 for 3. Ground ball to Patek. Costa come in and hurry to throw to first, and Thurman beat it out. Well, now he won't get it. He gave up that 4th hit. Yep. The Red Sox had 20s to put in, even in the 50s. There's a great shot of a game between the St. Louis Browns and Boston Red Sox. It must have been before 54. And Ted Williams in left field is turning around the scoreboard, and there's a 25 in the run column for Boston and a 28 in the hit column. Chambliss is 0 for 3. Ground ball to Brett. Going to go to White for 1. Over to Lecoq. I think Chambliss beat it out, and he did. First electronic scoreboard, by the way, Jamie, was at Yankee Stadium. Nettles 1 for 3. hit that solo shot in the second. It seems like that was a week ago. Pitch from Leonard. Up the middle, a base hit. I don't want to have to burn a bullpen pitcher. Come on. Let's get the last out. Here's Thomason. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So Chambliss on second, Nettles on first. Yankees need 10 to tie, by the way. Pitch to Thomason. Struck him out. 11. ST Jamie called it. The K was coming indeed. A 1-2 on the curve on the outside corner. And the Royals destroy the Yankees. Can I say that with glee? Destroy the Yankees 12-2. So Dennis Leonard, you're taking Jamie to Vegas with you, huh? 9 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a home run allowed. That was to Nettles. He walked 2 and struck out 11 and had plus stuff. In fact, he hit his pitching count right on the number of 127. Clay and Kallmeyer pooped the bed for the Yankees, although Tidrow didn't pitch very well. Tidrow takes a loss. He goes to 7-5, 5 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, all earned. No homers. He walked 3 and struck out 3. And I am handed this note. We have breaking news here as we play the rest of the day in baseball. The New York Yankees announced that Billy Martin has resigned as manager of the ball club. Martin, apparently in Chicago, got into a fight with a patron in a male bathroom and broke a urinal. And for George Steinbrenner, that was the last straw. So Bob Lemon has taken over the job in New York. Martin knew with his next loss that he was going to be asked to resign, and Martin turned in his resignation shortly after tonight's game. So the Yankees with Martin went 56-39. Bob Lemon's job is to get them into the playoffs and possibly their 3rd straight World Series. So that's the breaking news here. Can I pass that off as real? All right. From Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers make 4 errors. Lynn McLaughlin gets the win. The Cubs beat them 5-2 in 11. Ouch. Rothson takes the loss. White goes 4 for 6 with 2 RBI and a stolen base. Toronto 6, Seattle 5. Tom Murphy goes to 4 and 4. Rico Carty with his 21st of the year. He goes 4 for 5. Oakland beats Detroit 6-4. Bob Lacey goes to 4 and 8. Willie Horton 3 for 5 with a double. Cincinnati beats the Mets 3-0. Paul Mosco goes to 9 and 4. Pat Zachary 4 and 11. George Foster hits his 20th of the year. Yeah, that was a nice. Now go to bed without your dinner butt whooping. Then to pay his contract too. California 7-4 over Cleveland. Paul Hartzell goes to 2-0. Rick Wise 8 and 8. Don Baylor with 2 homers. Doubleheader. Oh, Lorenzo. Martin was told, "You're in a lot of trouble, mister." We were watching baseball demos. I'm going to acknowledge this doubleheader. Actually, there were 2. Toronto beat Seattle in Game 1 6-5. Then they beat Seattle in Game 2 5-2. Jefferson goes to 7-5. Bassetti with a 2nd home run. So Minnesota sweeps Boston. 4-3 in Game 1. Jeff Holley gets his first win. Andy Hassler takes the loss. Jim Rice with his 33rd of the year. And in Game 2, Jeff Zahn beat Mike Torres 7-3. Rich Childs 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a double. For the Blue Jays, Rico Carty, I think in Game 1, had 4 hits and a homer. And Toronto in one of those games had 16 hits. Milwaukee beat... Oh, read the right column, Ron. Philadelphia loses to Atlanta 5-4. Freddie Solomon goes to 3-1. Longboard takes the loss. Bob Horner, since being drafted from Arizona State, has hit 12 home runs. Houston beats Montreal 1-0. Mark Lemongello shuts him down. Goes to 11-3. Art Howe hits his 7th of the year. Milwaukee beats the White Sox 7-4. Larry Sorensen goes to 17-4. Steve Stone takes the loss. Sal Bando 2 for 4 with a triple. Baltimore beats Texas in 11. That's the game you'll see tomorrow. Denny Martinez goes to 11-9. Oh, the score was 2-1, by the way. Fergie Jenkins goes to 6-8. And I told you everything else. And as far as Martin's concerned, boy, if he hated you, he hated you. All right, let's show you what we're doing tomorrow at noon Eastern. The 25th of July. No, California and Cleveland. So if you're a Indians fan, join us tomorrow at noon for California at Cleveland. Standings, National League East, Pittsburgh 2 behind Philadelphia. In the West, it's 5.5 now, the spread between the Dodgers and the Reds. Houston 7.5, San Diego 9, San Francisco 10. In the American League East, Billy Martin is dismissed. He still has a 1-game lead over Milwaukee, Baltimore by 2. The Red Sox have fallen to 6th place. 6th place. Kansas City 2.5 over Texas, 3 over California, 3.5 over Minnesota, and 6 over Chicago. When do you get another Dodgers game? You know, I should just start taking them off for every time you ask. Let's see, rest of the week. Thursday is Pittsburgh, San Diego. Friday is Boston, Texas. The Sunday doubleheader is Cincinnati, Philadelphia. Tuesday is Kansas City, Boston. Wednesday is Pittsburgh, Los Angeles. You gotta wait a week. So you gotta wait a week. Yes. Yes, I am. All right, gang. Have a good one. So that takes us to the end of July. So lots of exciting races to go, and you will see the Dodgers in about a week's time. But you'll hear about every loss that they get between now and there. All right. Hey, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.